Hey, so it's morning, and I'm back at training, and I'm feeling better today, which makes the paths of what I'm doing for mental training a little bit different, but not super different. Yesterday, in my update, Kevin said that I was kind of talking around what my mental training was and not actually directly to it, so because I'm doing things that are pretty similar today, I'll be more like recipe nuts and bolts, how that actually looks. So right now I'm really digging deep to do things that otherwise would be slightly normal, not necessarily easy. Nothing I do is really easy, but so I always have to do burn, which is what Groan calls these 50 kicks and burpees, and then 50 kicks and then burpees, and I have to do them before I start my pad work, so I'm usually very tired of my pad work. But when he's demanding these things of me and I'm trying to like pull it down to make it manageable, I guess is the way to say it, is that it's not about having an easy day. It's about understanding what's hard, and sometimes what's hard is something that on a different day wouldn't seem as hard. So those 50 kicks sometimes are insanely hard, and sometimes they're like kind of hard. So right now that they're insanely hard, mentally, when he's like yelling at me to go faster or to go harder, which I don't have, my mental response is not what's wrong with me, why can't I go hard? It's just to try to go harder, and usually I'm laughing. Like, usually I find it very funny. Like, sometimes I'll throw a punch and it's just the lamest, like, Mr. Burns punch. It's not gonna hurt anybody. And it's funny. So the mental training part of it is to meet the fact of it being difficult as an anomaly, rather than it being something wrong, is that usually this is not this hard. So to have it be really hard is funny. It's like when you slur your speech, or like you can't remember a word, or you're stuttering. I don't have a stutter. There are people who have stutters, and so they deal with it all the time. When I stutter on something, it's not like, oh my god, I forgot how to say this word, what's wrong with me? It's like I'm stuttering on that word right now, and sometimes it's a little bit funny. Because it's a temporary state. It's a temporary issue. And I think that that's part of what my mental processes have been developing as lately, is understanding that all of it is temporary. Like, on days where you're really busting it out, you shouldn't be like, today was really easy because I'm always at the same level and today was really easy. On days when it's easy, you turn it up and you make it a little bit hard. So every day is hard. But it's just like finding the level that's a percentage of how hard you can push, like always keeping your toe on the line kind of thing. And some days it's really basic stuff. Like, some days it's hard to get like one round on the bag, and so you do the one round on the bag and just kind of like push a little bit, like make it uncomfortable, but not so uncomfortable that you're like, I can't do this. Like, you shouldn't be telling yourself you can't do it. I tell myself that all the time, and I'm trying to take it out of my vocabulary because it doesn't help anybody, especially me. But here's a really good example. So at the start of my third round, Groan really likes to have me start with 20 kicks on each side, and then he calls it the Sanchai kicks, but it's basically right, left, where you're kicking immediately. So you're kind of doing this like marching kick thing. I fucking hate it. Groan knows I hate it. It's like my least favorite thing. For the past couple of days, including days when I felt not that bad, I kind of give a shitty look when I have to do this because I really hate it. And the like finding humor in it or finding it funny, I decided today coming in that I'm gonna stop giving shitty looks about having to do that drill. Yesterday he said to me, I know you don't like it, but I like it, so you have to do it, which is actually funny. But today, I really didn't want to do it. I struggled through the 20 kicks before. They actually probably weren't really slower than they normally are, but I was really they were hard for me. And then he put his mitts up the way that they're going to be for me to do those kicks, and it was like, don't give a shitty look, just do it. And I just did it. And the mental process of that is, okay, it's going to be hard. Okay, it's an anomaly today. It's going to be more difficult than it usually is. Okay, you hate this, but you do it anyway, kind of thing. So that puts me in a much better place than giving him the look of, I hate this. I don't want to do this. Don't make me do that again. Like, that doesn't ever make it easier. That doesn't ever make it so I don't have to do it either. We always do these conditioning drills at the end of training, which are sit-ups, push-ups, and planks. And when we're doing the planks, it's a minute, and a lot of people groan and moan and stuff. And Pino always looks at me and he's like, Sylvie's sabai die. Like, Sylvie finds this so easy. And it looks like I find it easy. There are days when it's really hard, but groaning and moaning doesn't actually make it easier. So I've taken that same concept and applied it to the things that I moan and groan about, and just cut that out, just stop doing that, because it actually feels better not to. So that's this morning's update. I'll be back this afternoon to see if I feel the same way.